A Transformative Trip to Maine, or An Inspiring Writer's Retreat by Brandon Elrich. Sometimes I realize how fortunate I am. I've met some wonderful people through various writing platforms, including WordPress, Medium, and Substack. I've been part of a writing group for about a year, consisting of writers from Medium, and we've all slowly migrated to Substack. We edit each other's work, give advice, and support one another in various ways. Last week, I traveled to Old Orchard Beach, Maine, for a writer's retreat where I finally met these awesome individuals in person. Jim Mercurio, the mastermind of this retreat, and I have edited each other's articles. I was a guest on an episode of Ben Yolancy's Escapist Delights podcast. I've known Robin Wilding the longest, and she guest posted, "Is Canada gayer than Magamites? No, they're just closeted," which was my retort to one of her articles. She's also given me some great advice, and I hope I've inspired her a few times too. I barely missed Elle Becker, but I've given suggestions on a few of her articles, and a conversation with her prompted me to write Why I Quit My Job as an IV Pole Dancer. A few writers were unable to make it to Maine. Maybe next year? Since I drove there, I was able to stop by to meet Sturge Writes It Down, Gerald. He just became a paid subscriber, so we'll be collaborating on projects in the near future. I also edit for one of his publications on Medium called The Rainbow Road. I've guest posted one of Peter William Murphy's articles and been a guest twice on his podcast. Actually, I'd say I was a guest once and a captive the other time. Kathy Minicozy reads and comments on many of my articles and notes, and Henrik Haaland gave me the idea for the Hanky Code, which has been one of my most popular articles. I appreciate all of them and hope to continue not only a professional relationships, but true friendships as well. Even though I see many of them every week on Zoom, meeting in person was a different experience. Their personalities weren't necessarily in contrast to what I'd witnessed in Zoom meetings, but I got to know them on another level. Okay, enough of this serious, gushy crap. Let's look at some photos. The weather was awesome for going to the beach. I forgot to put on sunscreen the last day, so I'm still peeling. You might be able to detect the fear in my face as Jim careens down the street in a car that could easily be flattened by the wheel of a truck. Ben, Robin, and I had fun exploring the town and carnival. Ben and I had some great conversations. Here we are discussing something deep and philosophical, or just talking about what we want for lunch. Lastly, here I am looking beachy and touristy. This trip was the best one I've been on in a long time. The beach was awesome and the surroundings were perfect. More than that, hanging out with people you feel a connection with is an experience I'll hold forever. Or at least until I'm old and get dementia. If you enjoy my writing, I hope you'll consider becoming a paid subscriber. I can only earn a living doing what I love with your support. Getting a paid subscriber out of this article will also help me justify deducting the cost of the trip for my taxes. Click subscribe now. By becoming a paid subscriber, you can collaborate with me on articles or audio podcasts and or join me on live videos. Become a founding member and you get all the benefits of a paid subscription, plus I'll promote and recommend your publication. You can also help me decide the direction my publication will take. I'm always evolving and I value the input of others. If you're reading my work for the first time, maybe you'd like to simply buy me a coffee this time. However you choose to support me, I appreciate you.